This is the Spy Cube. Now I know it looks like a standard little 1x1 with no door, or perhaps a TC that was placed down earlier to reserve the spot for an upcoming base, but I assure you it is none of the above. Loaded inside the sealed 1x1 stone enclosure is a 360-degree surveillance system. It requires no cables, no electricity connected to it. The owner of the Spy Cube never has to top up the TC, and it lasts for the entire duration of a wipe. But here's the best part. Look what it does. North, east, south, west, and the Spy Cube has picked up its first bit of intel. Subscribe to Misterflak channel. But all jokes aside, there is no cables hidden in the rocks or hidden anywhere for that matter. It never requires any form of charging or low grade. It is fully deadly silent and stealthy, and no additional upkeep is needed for the entire wipe. I can practically hear the keyboard ninjas of confusion rushing to the comment section, ready to unleash a barrage of questions. How is this possible? Is there some kind of secret way on charging this device? Does it use low grade? Does it use glitching cables? It needs electricity to function, Flak. I know for a fact it's got a TC inside. How does one put resources inside the TC? And of course the most important question of them all is, did you set up this enormous elaborate elevator base just so that you could do a simple transition? Yes I did. But Misterflak, you stunning majestic African prince, I hear you say, why on earth do we need a Spy Cube? Well, you could perform Mission Impossible grade espionage on your favorite monuments. Perhaps keep an eye on that pesky clan next door that keeps multiplying every 15 minutes. Or maybe you just want to use it to admire a beautiful sunset from the comfort of your own base. Because you're a no-lifer, and that grind never stops. Now let's have a look inside the Spy Cube. You can see my shadow. I am busy flying. I'm in admin mode. I'm going to clip through the building quickly. We have cameras that glitch right into the wall, mysteriously. We have solar panels that are stealing sneaky amounts of electricity through the wall. We have a very basic circuit, and we have a TC with enough upkeep for 2 weeks, aka 14 days, the duration of our fictitious wipe, and a large battery. And I'm going to show you how to build it. Right, so in order to make the Spy Cube work, we need two separate types of glitches. We need the solar panel glitch and we need the CCTV glitch. The solar glitch is fairly simple. We just place a twig foundation just before the main foundation where I plan on building the Spy Cube. I take out a solar panel and I place it right on the edge. You can see there's a small little gap in the middle. I want to move it just a little bit backwards. That looks about right. And then I place the solar panel. I put a twig wall up, I pull out my wiring tool and I check to see if it's getting electricity. Now you'll notice the feet are sticking through the twig wall, and it actually sticks through the wall in a couple of different situations. If I upgrade the twig to solid wood, it hides nicely in one of those little bulges. If I upgrade it to stone, you'll notice it peeking through the stone wall. It is possible to place the solar panel in such a way that it still gets electricity, but hides the feet in stone walls, but it is extremely tricky. In fact, I'm going to share a time lapse to show you just how difficult it is to get it pixel perfect. Okay, I think I might have it. Let's just check our little solar. Yep, we're getting our solar electricity. Upgrade it to oh my god, we finally got it. First try, baby. First try. Look, the stone method is of course null and void because I would recommend making these walls out of sheet metal. Sheet metal allows you to place the panel almost anywhere, and because of the thickness of the sheet metal wall, it hides the feet almost instantly. You can see in stone poking through completely. Switch it up to sheet metal. Boom. Completely hidden. Nice thick walls. The advantage is that it's easier to place the panels, it's easier to hide the feet. It is double the strength of stone wall. The only downside is it's more expensive, so you need to decide on which route you want to go. Nonetheless, that is how you make a solar panel work through walls. Next we have the CCTV camera glitch. Now if I want to place a camera on the edge of the wall, I am able to do so. I can place it right on the edge. However, if I had built a wall there previously and I try and place down a camera, the camera can only be placed over here. It won't let me go any further. So what I have to do is try and place the camera down before I build that side wall. If I place the camera over here, it will allow it. However, it won't allow me to build the side wall because it's too close. So what I have to do is systematically remove that camera off the wall and move it more inwards till the center of the wall. What I want to do is do it bit by bit in very tiny increments until the game allows me to place that side wall. I'm going to take the camera off the wall, and what I'm going to do is focus onto a certain particular detail on the wall so that I can use it as my reference point. Rip to anyone who has terrible graphics. We take the camera off the wall and you see that little dot over there? Move it a little bit right to that dot. It was about here. Now I'm going to place it about here. Let's give it a little tester. Okay, that's not working. So now I know it needs to go further into the middle. So we repeat the process. Take the camera off. Pull it out, move a little bit more pixels to the right of where it was, test again, still. It is a feeling that you need to get used to, so I would recommend practicing it, but eventually you just get the feeling for it. I know this is going to work, and boom, it's working, presto. Now it's fine, I have the ability to glitch through the wall. What I want to do is first place down a TC, which will provide me access to rotate that camera. I want to stand on the side of the camera, rotate it towards me, and now you can see it is looking off to the side, and it's going to glitch through the wall. I'll place that little side wall, and there you go. It's actually clipping into the twig wall. You can see it better from this angle. I'm going to upgrade this wall to stone, and once it's stone, you can fully see the effect of the camera pressing into that stone wall. But that is the basic principle of the spy cube, the glitch solar panels, the glitch cameras. I'd recommend you practice those two methods, and once you perfect them, you are ready to build a spy cube on a live server. Okay then, let's get the spy cube built. Step 1, we need a location. If you think, hey, I want to build a spy cube at this location, perfect, step 1 complete. Step 2, we want to look at the sun. Step 2, fire a high velocity rocket towards the cargo ship. And while we wait for me to satisfy my childish craving, take some time to hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying this video so far. Dude, I'm having the best day of my life. Bro, same. There's literally no population on the server, bro. I honestly don't think that anybody's gonna come for the cargo. Righto, step 3, we need to look at the sun's location. What you want to do is wait till about midday, and then, in fact, let me set it to make sure it is 100% midday. Fantastic, the sun's popped. Now, we learnt in kindergarten that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, but it doesn't cross the sky directly above you at all times. Sometimes it goes at a bit of an angle. What we want to do is look at where the angle is, and you can see by my compass on the top of the screen that the sun is passing over in a northerly direction. This isn't always the case. I'm currently on the bottom of the map. However, if I was positioned on the top of the map, if I had looked, the sun would have been rising in the east, passing over in a southerly direction, and then setting it west. Always make sure you know exactly where the sun's passing over, and once you have that information, you know exactly where your spy cube is going to be built. But because I have this information now, I'm going to place my foundation facing directly north. This helps with two things. One, I know exactly where to place my 3 solar panels, and 2, it will accurately allow me to place my camera so that I can look north, west, south, and east. Right, now we know where to place our solar panels. We're going to place down 3 solar panels facing east, facing north, facing west. That means that all 3 solar panels will get all day sun. Now I'm going to place a secondary twig foundation, and I'm going to make my main spy cube foundation solid. Now, as before, like I taught you, you will place your first solar panel, put a little twig wall up, test to see if it's getting electricity, and once confirmed, you move on to the next one. Next, I'm going to move on to the east facing solar panel, place down my solar panel, put a little twig wall up, test to make sure that current's flowing through. Lovely stuff. And I don't know if the sun is northerly enough yet, but we're also going to place the west facing solar panel. Place down my little twig here, put down that 3rd solar panel, put up a little wall to test and check the currents. Ooh, no currents coming through. Okay, I don't think the sun's good enough yet, but let's delete that wall and check again. Okay, so the sun isn't actually where it needs to be just yet. Let us wait 1 minute. Okay, the sun looks like it has started flowing through. I'm going to check. Yes, it's coming through now. I'm going to place a twig wall just to double check. Okay, so now all 3 solar panels are receiving current. We're going to break those twig foundations, and we are going to move on to the next step, the TC placement. So I'll place down a twig back wall. I'll place my TC as far back against that wall as humanly possible. I'm going to grab my large battery, and I'm going to place it as close to the TC and to the middle of the room as possible. It's quite tricky, but once you place it, it is perfectly fine. Awesome stuff. So we've got our 3 solar panels in the right orientation, we've got a TC, and we've got a large battery. We're going to break that twig back wall, and now we're going to move on to the camera placement, which is the hardest part of the build. I'm going to pop down a little half wall over here. The half wall is absolutely necessary in order to turn the fourth and final camera, but you'll see that in a bit. I'm going to use those little strings over there on the wall as a reference, and I'm going to place it, just call it roughly here. Pull out my building plan, and I see it's too close to the edge, so like I taught you, pick up the camera, move it a little bit more to the right in very small increments. It looks like it placed fine, but I did move it a little bit too much, I feel. So what I want to do, just for safety's sake, pull that camera off the wall a little bit more in. Remember, I want to make it as close to the side wall as possible. Test. Okay, I think that should be more than enough. I already have a TC placed, which means I can turn the camera now. So I'm going to make the camera look at me. Fantastic. I'm going to place my wall. And now that I have a large battery right here, I'm going to plug the camera into the large battery as a tester. I'm going to name the camera something very simple. Let's call it W for West, or Win. And because twig is slightly thicker than stone, I'm very likely going to be looking into straight twig. Add the Win camera. Look at that. Exactly what I thought. I'm going to upgrade this wall to stone, and now look what happens. Look straight through that. Hello, gorgeous. Okay, right, we've done our first camera. 1 of 4, that wasn't so bad. Okay, so now we're going to place a camera on the west wall, but looking to the southerly direction. I'm going to time-lapse through this part, so I won't bore you with the details, but you guys get the gist of it. Move it little bit by little bit. Okay, I think that should be fine. I'm going to set the camera towards me, camera 2 towards me. I'm going to change the name to south, because it's looking in a southerly direction. Lovely. Juice it up with some electricity. Seal the wall. Add it on the computer station. Lovely. You can see it's glitching through the wall a little bit. Okay, perfect. South camera and west camera are complete. Now we have to worry about the east camera. Same process, rinse and repeat. You can see the camera's a little bit high, so what I'm going to do is place a foundation so that I can make the camera look towards me. That's a lot better. Okay, we're going to give it a name. Let's name it East. Give it a little bit of juice. Seal up that wall, and because I'm so confident from placing it now, I'm going to upgrade it to stone immediately. Add that east camera. Add the east camera, and there we go. Glitching through the wall slightly, but it's working perfectly fine. Now you can see the reason why I built that half wall, because I need to turn that camera to look at me. This is the toughest one, but again, I'll speed through it so I don't have to bore you with the details, but you get the gist of it. Place, test, until you get that glorious blue. And, oh, yes. Okay, set the direction towards me. Give it some electricity. Give it a new name. We're going to name it North because it's the north-facing camera. And now we're going to seal it. I am a little bit nervous because it looks like it's a little bit back. Going to test it before I make it stone, though. It should be fine. It should be fine. Let's go upgrade it to stone and check. Look at that. Okay, now we have the 4 cameras glitching through 4 walls successfully. This is great. I'm going to make this bottom stone. And then I need to build a small little twig foundation because now we need to work on the electronics. Now, to do the circuit, we need to place 2 root combiners. Those are the red ones in this position. And we're going to place these 3 branches just below. So what we're going to do is hook up the solar panels first to the root combiners. I'm going to try and make the cables nice and neat so that you guys can understand what I'm doing. But it's pretty simple. 3 panels connect to 3 points on root combiners. So the first 2 I'm going to connect to the bottom root combiner. The third one I'm going to connect to the top root combiner over there. And then the first 2 panels root combiner I'm going to connect to the second root combiner, so that all the solar power will come out the top of the top root combiner. Connect that to the battery, and there you go. And now because of the lateness of the day, the sun is more on the westerly and northerly side of the spy cube. So that east solar panel, let's have a look. Shocker, it's getting no electricity. It'll only get solar power during the morning and the midday. But these 3 solar panels now will get electricity throughout the duration of a full day. The reason why we need those 3 panels and charging from the morning till the late afternoon is so that the battery can hold enough charge to let all 4 cameras work throughout the whole nighttime. I have done a full calculation, more on that later. Okay, next we want to hook up the 4 cameras to the 4 ports on the top of the 2 branches. I'll explain the actual numbers and configuration thereof. Okay, all 4 cameras connected. So what we're going to do is connect the 2 top branches to the bottom branch over there. Now the bottommost branch we have to configure. If you guys don't know how branches work, I did explain it in my electricity masterclass. I'm going to leave that video link in the video description below if you want to learn how to use electricity and understand it better. But let me give you the cheat notes or the rundown of how to do the circuit and what exactly it means. If I push E on that branch, it will allow me to set a number. Once I set a number like, let's make it 5. It means that the left hand side, the branch out port, is going to send 5 electricity outwards. So I can put in 100 electricity, for example. If I set this to 5, it will send 5 rust watts exactly out this port over here. And then the remainder of the electricity will come out on the right hand side port. That's the gist of it. But I don't want 5 to come out that bottom branch. I want 11 to come out that bottom branch. Because I want to send out 11 and I want it to arrive at that second branch as 11, uses 1 electricity, which leaves it with 10. And these CCTV cameras use 5 each. So if I have 10 electricity available, I want to configure this branch to be 5 so that it sends 5 out here and then the remaining 5 comes out the other side, which means 2 cameras are now successfully powered. I'm going to give it a little bit of power off the main battery and you're going to see what I'm saying. So I've got 100 coming in here. This uses 1 electricity over here. So it's got 99 left to play with, but I've set 11 to come out here. So 11 comes out there, which means this side should be 88. That's straight maths, baby.
-1, that's free quick maths.
So 11 arrives here. This branch itself uses 1, which means it's got 10 left. I set 5 to come out the left, which means the right should have 5. Lovely. This 88 is coming from here, arriving at the third branch as 88. The branch is using 1 itself. It doesn't matter because we need 5 to come out here, 5 will come out there, and whatever's left is coming out there. It doesn't really matter because the battery is only using 21 rust watts. So the circuit is currently done in its exact form. It's perfectly set up. It will not need to be touched again. It will never run out of battery life and it will be charged enough so that it can last forever. Fuck yes. Now finally all we have to worry about is the camera IDs. Remember, anybody has the ability to access your camera if they have your camera's exact naming convention. So what you want to do is make your camera as unique as possible. What I like to do is look at the orientation of the camera, like this is the north facing camera. I look at the map so that I have a name, E17, perfect. And then I set it, let's name it E17, gonna make it lowercase north, and then maybe the clan name of my group, the Fat Dick Boys. Obviously, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm not going to type out that ungodly name 27 times, so I'm just going to name it North for now. Once you have all of your unique names set, West, South, and September, JK, then you have everything you need in order to seal the enclosure. But the last and final step we need to worry about is the upkeep of the TC. So I'm going to jump out the little spy cube quickly and I'm going to break any twig that is connected to the spy cube at this stage. I just want this to be stone or sheet metal. Now I'm going to go inside and seal up this cube so that I can determine the exact usage per 24 hours of the upkeep. I look inside and I can see it is 195 upkeep. I need to multiply that 195 by the number of days for the swipe. 195 times 14, as in 14 days, equals 2730 stone in order for it to last for 14 days. But I'm just going to round up and place 3000 stone inside the TC, which will give me a comfy 15 days of upkeep. So I break the roof. I give my handiwork one final glance. I jump out of the cube. I seal it up. And this cube is 100% ready to get its spy on for the remainder of the wipe. Please bear in mind that this is going to be an extremely difficult thing to build in the public space. I would recommend you go onto a building server and practice several times before you do this. One final test, I placed a fully drained battery into a spy cube. I removed the roof so that you guys can get a better idea of what time of day it is. It was very early at this stage, but I let the clock run. And at the end of this time lapse, you will see that even in the morning, it still had a little bit of charge left. It ran right throughout the night, and by the first peak of sunshine, you can see the battery's already starting to charge. So that is incredible stuff. I do thoroughly hope you enjoyed my latest invention, the Spy Cube. If this is the first time you've heard of my channel, have a look through my old videos. I've got the self-trapping base mechanism. He's thirsty, he's hungry, he wants some juice, so he comes inside. Oh no, smart turrets. He died several times. Until the turret, of course, ran out of ammo. But hang on, what's this?
the doors closed?
And many, many more creative inventions, like the hamster wheel power generator.
Could you guys start the killing process?
Oh shit!
Atmore, you're a champion.
Oh my god!
It works!
Oh my god! Oh my god! I did it!
He's dead!
To my beautiful Patreons, thank you so much for your support. To everyone else watching, thank you for your time. I'll catch you next time. Flak out.